welcome. I'm Tammy Hodges. I'm one of the creative coaches here at Deco Exchange. Tonight, what I'm going to do is a fun design with you guys that involves an 18-inch grapevine from Deco Exchange. ShopLikeTammy.com is where you can get your grapevines. I love their grapevines. They're my very favorite ones out there, and I'm not just saying that because I work for them. And then I'm going to be featuring one of our gingerbread signs that came from our shop, Polka Dot Wreath Co. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a gingerbread. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my sign. I need to know where I'm going to place the bows because I'm going to do 2 of them. So I'm going to place this sign right smack dab in the middle. A little bit off-centered, and it's going to make more sense why it's off-centered in just a few minutes. So I'm going to hole punch it at the 3 and 9 o'clock positions. They don't have to be exact. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm just attaching the sign first. Again, I'm moving it a little bit more to the right side, and you're going to see why I'm doing that in just a few minutes. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit cattywampus, and I'm totally fine with that. Okay, so now I'm going to go right down through the meat. Speaking of meat, right down through, ooh, that slipped. We're going to go right down through the guts of this grapevine. Where are you at? Okay, and again, it is off-centered, and I mean for it to be. No backyard, no armchair quarterback wreath makers today, please. Jordan, that means you. So, right now, super duper cattywampus, I mean for it to be. So, now, we're going to make our bows. I'm going to do a couple of terry bows, and they're going to go, I'm going to have 2 of them. So, I'm going to do some 7-inch tails. This is the bottom layer. I'm going to twist it, and then I'm going to do 8-inch loops to start off with. Make sure they're equal, and they are. Make sure it's at least 7-inch tails. I always don't measure the second one. Should have done this first. You need, for a terry bow, you need an extra long pipe cleaner. So I just put 2 of them together. So I am just going to keep that pinch really good and tight. Let me move this all out of the way so I can show you what I'm doing. I'm laying this down, and I'm pushing this really tight and giving it 2 good twists. I'm going to go ahead and clip this. Fold it like a taco, cut it towards the sunshine. I'm going to do the same thing, 7 inches. I'm going to go a little bit longer. I want my tails a little bit longer on this one. So what I do, wherever the loops are, I put my chenille stems, getting ready for the next one. So I've got my tails, twist, just like this. This ribbon is decadent. I'm obsessed. It feels like a really good pair of pajamas. It is not quite the same as the other bow, the other loop, but I am going to pull it just to make it a smidge smaller. I'm going to go ahead. Oh my gosh, I'm cutting through this lattice. Have you guys ever cut ribbon and it makes you just, makes me do that. Okay, so where my ties are, I'm going to go crosswise. So wherever the loops were before, you're going to make a cross out of the other loops. So it should be an X. X marks the spot. You can go ahead and dovetail as you go. I usually wait till the end, but I really want you guys to get a, I think I didn't twist this enough. I'm just going to twist it around. It's going to have to work. That was my fault. Got my tails, 7 to 8 inches, pinch, twist, loop. Now we're going to come right here because that was the last one. Make sure that it's not the same. You could make it the same. I just choose not to. It looks really good on a terry bow if it's graduated downwards. So you want to come in a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Just like that. Go ahead and cut it. Now, see how my pipe cleaners are right there? So that tells me that then I need to make an X. Just like that. Keep it going. I twist it twice to make it nice. Okay, so now we have our loops this way. Our tails are going to rest on top of the old loops. And now, and this is what I do. I will tell you a little secret that I do. I flatten this until I'm ready to poof it up. It makes it easier for me. I just don't have to worry about compromising the bow. So where these loops are is where the chenille stems need to lie next time. Again, 7 to 8 inch tails, pinch, twist, loop. There's the last loop. I need to make sure that the next loop is a little bit smaller. Just a little bit. 1/2 inch. This is called the Terry bow because Terry Lynn Marshall invented it on the Pro Bow the Hand, but then she learned and taught her, she taught herself how to do it by hand. So she showed it to us at Mastermind and I'm obsessed. So again, 7 inch pinch, twist, and we're going to make that close to the same, not quite. Maybe a 1/2 inch smaller. You guys, when I was sick last week, I was dying to make some wreaths. So I'm making it for lost time today. Okay, so here is where I'm going to lay it. See, just a little Minnie Mouse bow. That's what I call them. Just a little Minnie Mouse polka dot bow. Make sure your loops are equal. Ooh, okay. Now where that is, I'm going to put a cross right in there. As you see, this bow must, whatever came up, has to be cinched down. The most important part of a good hand bow is the stack. Of any bow, really. It must have a really good spine to keep that structure to make the bow poof up and stay up. So, although we ended on top, this is why I don't poof my bow yet. This all must go underneath. So, you take your tie and you push down on it, friends. Get all your tails out of the way. And you eat your Wheaties and you pull real tight. I want to go ahead and make my other bow before I fluff this. Do 7 inch tails, about 7 inch tails. This one will go quicker. About 8 inch loops. I want to make sure they're real close. They don't have to be exact. One can be smaller than the other, and that's totally fine because I'm going to add picks to it either way. You have 2 loops and 2 tails. Get ready. So this is going to be really simple. Just like this. So we have this bow, and now we are ready to fluff it. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do the other one too. It's easier just to do them both at the same time. Okay, so I'm putting these cattywampus from each other. So now I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm just going to start at the bottom and start fluffing this out. And it doesn't take a whole lot. Just gently put your fingers in there. I always tell people kind of do a reverse scissor move. I just put it in there and you just move your index finger. Move those 3 fingers and move your index finger. Or do whatever I need to do to get this to look generally correct. We are just making sure. So far, this is what we've got going on. We're almost done. All I'm doing now is I'm going to add one of these Hobby Lobby poinsettias, which are stinking blinking cute. All right, so because of how I'm doing this, I want this to come out that side. Whoop, whoop, there it is. Okay, I'm just putting that right down in there. Okay, so I'm just getting some Gorilla Glue in there. I'm going to put a little poinsettia in there because I can and because I want to. Okay, so far this is what we have going on. Poinsettia on each side. So now is just add a couple of really whimsical picks. So I'm going to stick this. I'm lifting that poinsettia up. I'm putting it right down in there. Now, I'm going to again lift up the tail of that poinsettia. Spread out your picks. If I wanted to, add a little bit of green to this wreath because there's a lot of red. And I kind of want to break it up. I'm going to add that green right smack dab in the middle of my bow with a couple of really fun ornaments. I need some green in here. Some of this emerald green. And if you want to do just a really simple, fun lollipop, just do it right down in there, just like that. Okay, so on this one, you can either add it like this, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter. It's going to look more like a little, and I don't need that little janky bow on there, on that one. This is just going to be literally like a little lolly, a little peppermint stick in there. Okay, so that's all I'm doing to this entire project. I just wanted to add some whimsical picks, a couple of really cool bows. It's a cute shop filler. The green ornaments here in the middle of the bows help offset all the red, because there is a lot of red in this.